You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast, the only wrestling podcast that gets uncooked, uncorked, and uncensored. What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, giving you our coverage of WWE NXT No Mercy 2024 live in Denver, Colorado. Great night full of action nonstop. And we're kicking off the night with the NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. The champions Chase U, Andre Chase, and Ridge Holland defending against the former champions Axiom and Nathan Frazer. Ridge Holland lands a jackhammer to Axiom, applying headbutt, but Nathan Frazer breaks up the pinfall attempt. Holland rams both Axiom and Nathan Frazer into the apron. Axiom lands a frog splash to Chase, and Frazer then hits Chase with a 450 splash, 2 count. Nathan Frazer and Axiom end up getting the win. And after the match, Holland attacks Chase U, specifically Andre Chase, slamming him into the table, turning on Chase U, and we have new tag team champions with Axiom and Nathan Frazer. But what I'm looking more forward to is, why did Ridge Holland do this? He said he got a family in Chase U. He felt like he got accepted. So why would he turn his back on them? We'll probably get more answers on NXT this Tuesday. Tonight, we also have Wes Lee taking on TNA X Division champion Zachery Wentz. Another great match. Wentz hits a springboard knee to Wes Lee. Also, springboard dive flying splash for a 2. Wentz applies a Boston Crab. Wes Lee accidentally runs his knee first into the steps. Lee lands a flying meteora to Zachery Wentz on the floor. And then Wes Lee grabs a chair, but Trey Miguel takes the chair from Lee. Wes hits Lee with a Canadian Destroyer on the floor. And then Wentz lands the UFO cover, and Zachery Wentz defeats his former friend Wes Lee with some help from Trey Miguel. But this isn't going to be the end of this storyline. Decent match. I'm surprised Zachery Wentz got the win, but it's good for his pinfall victories here, and Wes Lee is definitely going to get his revenge. I'm excited to see what's to come. Next up, we have the NXT Women's North American Championship. The NXT Women's North American Champion, Kelani Jordan, defending against Wendy Choo. Jordan dives onto Choo on the floor. Choo lands a flatliner, a cartwheel splash. They land a double clothesline. Jordan lands a tornado DDT for a 2 count. Both ladies fall off the top rope to the mat. Choo applies a sleeper on Jordan. Jordan lands a flatliner, hits a 450 splash, and a split-legged moonsault, and Kelani Jordan retains the NXT Women's North American Championship. After the match, though, Tatum Paxley shows up and puts Wendy Choo in a dragon sleeper, and then puts a doll that kind of resembles Tatum on Wendy Choo's pillow. Interesting stuff here between the two women. Glad to see Jordan retain the title. Wendy Choo pretty much carried the match, but it was very good. Andre Chase is seen getting put into an ambulance. Next up, we have the NXT North American title on the line. The NXT North American champion, Oba Femi, defending against Tony Angelo. Oba lands a T-bone. Oba clotheslines D'Angelo from behind. Angelo lands an overhead belly to belly. Tony hits a power slam, bada boom slam, 2 count. Oba lands a power bomb for a 2, and then Oba lands a spine buster and a sit-out power bomb, and Oba Femi defeats Tony D'Angelo, the Don, here tonight at NXT. Good match. They both look great, but Oba Femi is definitely on the road to the main roster soon. Next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship on the line. The NXT Women's Champion, Roxanne Perez, defending against Jaida Parker. Jaida lands a butterfly suplex. Roxanne drops Parker onto the steps and puts her foot behind Jaida and pretty much squishes her against the ring steps. Parker lands a top rope teardrop, and then Roxanne applies the rings of Saturn. Jaida accidentally runs into the railing, breaking it. Roxanne hits a pop rocks on the floor and then a pop rocks in the ring. And Roxanne Perez retains the title, defeating Jaida Parker. After the match, Guilia arrives into NXT and faces off with Roxanne. This will be a match I'm looking forward to. Decent match here. Knew Perez is going to win, but good stuff all around. And the debut of Guilia, great stuff. Next up, we have the NXT Championship on the line. Special guest referee Trick Williams will be officiating this match. NXT Champion All Ego Ethan Page defending against Joe Henry. Ethan Page lands a super power slam for a 2. Joe Hendy hits a super fallaway slam. Hendry drives on to Ethan Page on the floor. Hendry hits Ethan ego edge to Ethan Page for a 2. Joe Hendy hits a standing ovation, but Ethan Page gets his foot under the rope. Ethan tosses Hendry into Trick Williams and he has a standing ovation for a 2. Ethan then DDTs Joe Henry onto the NXT title, but Trick Williams stops the ref's count. Page accidentally hits the second referee, and then Page lands a low blow and hits an ego edge, and Ethan Page retains the NXT Championship over Joe Hendy. Joe looked great here. Ethan Page does retain the title, but definitely a good match and a lot of good stuff it seems like we are getting here. After the match, Pete Dunne attacks Trick Williams from behind and lands a bitter end on the floor. So Pete Dunne definitely had his eyes on Trick Williams. A lot of good stuff here at NXT No Mercy. We got Halloween Havoc coming up soon. Fashion and Brilliant was great. We've got the recap of that coming up. All In is this weekend. I'm sorry, All Out is this weekend. A lot of good stuff coming your way. Until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.